Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite dream drive here, and we're about to dive into the adventures of supercars. Before we proceed, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we explore the fascinating world of car designs that never made it to production. You know folks, the car business is a funny thing. You got your accountants, your designers, your marketing guys, and they don't always see eye to eye. Sometimes the designers come up with something so far out there, so wild and crazy, that the other guys just don't know what to do with it. I'm Jay Leno, and today we're diving into some of the most intriguing concept cars that, for one reason or another, never saw the light of day. These are the cars that got away, the ones that make you wonder what if. What if they had figured out how to make that nuclear-powered car work? What if that flying car had actually gotten off the ground? Stick around because we're going to take a look at some of the most innovative, outlandish, and just plain cool concept cars that never made it to your local dealership. Now, when you think of the ideal family car, what comes to mind? Safety, reliability, plenty of trunk space? Well, how about a nuclear reactor in the back? I'm not kidding. Back in 1958, Ford thought, hey, everyone's worried about running out of gas, why not just build a car that runs on uranium? And you gotta hand it to them, they went all in on this idea. They even built a scale model. The Ford Nucleon was designed to be powered by a small nuclear reactor, about the size of one of those backyard barbecue grills, only instead of burgers, it cooked up atoms. The idea was that you'd just swap out the reactor core every few thousand miles, like changing your oil, only a little more radioactive. Now, I love a good V8 as much as the next guy, but even I gotta admit, a nuclear reactor under the hood might be pushing it. Can you imagine pulling into your local gas station? Fill her up with uranium-235, please, and hold the windshield washer fluid. I can just picture the headlines now. Family vacation goes nuclear, or traffic jam causes meltdown. Needless to say, the Nucleon never quite made it past the drawing board, and maybe that's for the best. Now, the 1950s were a wild time for car design. Everything was chrome, fins, and jet-inspired styling. But even in that era of futuristic fantasies, the GM Firebird 3 stood out like a spaceship at a drive-in movie. This thing looked like it flew straight out of a comic book. With its double-bubble canopy, titanium body, and those tail fins that could make a Boeing 747 jealous. But the Firebird 3 wasn't just about looks, oh no. This car was packed with technology that was straight out of science fiction. It had cruise control, air conditioning, and even a remote control. That's right, you could start this baby up from your living room. Just imagine the possibilities. Though I'm not sure how well that remote would work with all the interference we have these days. The Firebird 3 was a showstopper, no doubt about it. But like a lot of concept cars, it was a bit too ahead of its time. The technology just wasn't there yet to make it practical for everyday driving. Plus, can you imagine trying to parallel park this thing? You'd need a landing strip. Chapter 3. Chrysler Turbine Car Smooth Ride Rough Reality. Now, you ever hear a jet engine whine? It's a sound that'll send chills down your spine, and in the 1960s, Chrysler thought, why not bottle that sound and put it in a car? Enter the Chrysler Turbine Car, a vehicle so smooth, so powerful it could run on practically anything that'd burn. We're talking diesel, kerosene, even tequila. Okay, maybe not tequila, but you get the idea. This thing was a mechanical marvel, with its turbine engine spinning at over 40,000 RPM. It was like a jet engine on wheels, only instead of taking off, it took you to the grocery store. Chrysler even built 50 of these babies and loaned them out to regular folks to get their feedback. Can you imagine being handed the keys to a turbine-powered car and told, just don't spill your coffee? So, what happened? Why aren't we all cruising around in turbine-powered cars today? Well, for starters, they weren't exactly fuel efficient, and they had this nasty habit of leaving a trail of hot exhaust behind them, which wasn't great for pedestrians or, the environment. Plus, that jet engine whine, while cool for about 5 minutes, could get a little old after a while. Chapter 4. BMW Gina Fabric Fantastic or Fashion Faux Pas. Now, we've all heard of cars with leather interiors, but what about a car with a skin? I'm talking about the BMW Gina, a concept car so wild, so out there, it makes a zebra print paint job look tame. This thing was covered in a flexible, stretchable fabric that could change shape on the fly. It was like something out of a science fiction movie, only it was real, and it drove. BMW called it Gina, which stood for Geometry and Functions in N Adaptations, but I just called it the car that can change its clothes. Seriously, this thing could morph its shape depending on your needs. Need more downforce at high speeds? The rear spoiler would extend. Want to let some sunshine in? The roof would retract. It was like having a car and a transformer all rolled into one. But as cool as the Gina was, it had a few drawbacks. For starters, that fabric skin, while innovative, wasn't exactly durable. Imagine taking this thing through a car wash. And then there was the whole maintenance issue. Oil change? More like a fabric softener rinse cycle. Chapter 5 Cadillac 1616 Cylinders of American Excess. They say there's no replacement for displacement, and in the case of the Cadillac 16, they weren't kidding. This behemoth of a car was powered by a 16-cylinder engine that cranked out a mind-blowing 1,000 horsepower. That's right, 1,000 horses, all champing at the bit to propel this luxury liner down the road. Now, the 16 wasn't just about brute force. It was also a rolling testament to American luxury. I'm talking plush leather seats, a handcrafted wooden dashboard, and enough chrome to make a rapper jealous. This car was designed to make a statement, and that statement was, get out of my way. I've got places to be, and I'm going to get there in style. But as impressive as the 16 was, it was also a victim of its own ambition. It was big, it was heavy, and it guzzled gas like it was going out of style. Plus, with a price tag that could make a sultan blush, it was clear that this car was destined to remain a dream for all but the wealthiest of car enthusiasts. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the world of concept cars that never made it to production. It's amazing to see the creativity and ingenuity that goes into these designs, even if they don't always make it to the showroom floor. But hey, that's what makes them so special, right? They're a glimpse into the future. That could have been a reminder that sometimes the craziest ideas are the ones worth exploring. And who knows? Maybe someday, some of the technology we've seen today will find its way into the cars we drive. Maybe we'll all be cruising around in shape-shifting, turbine-powered cars with nuclear reactors in the trunk. Okay, maybe not, but hey, a guy can dream, can't he? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating automotive stories from Jay Leno's Garage. And until next time, keep those engines revving.